Our top focus this morning is on what's happening in Parliament. 1 hour to go for the session to resume today, and you've got both sides, the BJP and the opposition, figuring out their strategy. A high-level BJP parliamentary meet is underway. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is chairing that crucial meet. And on the agenda will be the opposition's repeated ruckus in Parliament over the Pegasus snooping case. Last time during the BJP parliamentary meet, the Prime Minister's message to BJP MPs was to counter the opposition on all issues. He slammed the Congress for the deadlock in Parliament, said that Congress is neither interested in debate nor in allowing Parliament to function. Moreover, the Prime Minister told BJP lawmakers to counter the narrative being spread by opposition about the centre's handling of the COVID pandemic. So that meeting is currently underway with the Prime Minister is also present. BJP MPs are there, and this will be an effort by the BJP to counter the attack that we've been seeing by the opposition for the last many days in the monsoon session of Parliament. The BJP has their task cut out because the opposition has been showing a rare sense of unity in Parliament in the last few days. They're demanding that there be a debate on the Pegasus Snoopgate. They're demanding answers from Home Minister Amit Shah as well as Prime Minister Modi. And the BJP has made it very clear that they want to debate on coronavirus first. So the BJP parliamentary meeting is currently happening as we speak. Simultaneously, there's an opposition meeting happening, a breakfast meet that's being hosted by Congress MP Rahul Gandhi. 17 opposition parties are present at this breakfast meet at Delhi's Constitution Club. And the parties who are there currently are TMC, NCP, Shiv Sena, SP, RJD, DMK, CPI and CPIM. Interestingly, AAP isn't there. Nobody from AAP has reached the meeting venue yet. Also, BSP isn't there. This huddle is aimed at strategizing the opposition Snoopgate attack. Trinamool had earlier missed 2 of the opposition meetings, but they'll be present this time around. This comes, interestingly, after Sonia Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee had met last week. So it looks like since then, the TMC has changed its stand. This breakfast diplomacy by Rahul Gandhi comes at a backdrop of a parliament logjam that's been going on for over 10 days now. Opposition parties have been demanding an investigation as well as a discussion in Parliament over Snoopgate. The government, meanwhile, is saying debate COVID first. The Congress has given a notice to discuss Pegasus in Lok Sabha. And interestingly, the BJP is facing problems from its own allies. In the JDU, Nitish Kumar demanded an investigation into Snoopgate. Now, Jitin Ram Manjhi has also demanded an investigation. So it will be interesting to see what are the takeaways from this particular meeting and exactly what's going to happen. The opposition making it very clear that they want a detailed discussion, and what's happened really is that the opposition has been showing that they united on this issue, and that's proven to be a huge problem for the BJP. Interestingly, this time around, after a very long time, we're seeing the Congress actually ensuring that the opposition is united, and all of this under the leadership of Rahul Gandhi. He's taken it upon himself to make this his responsibility of ensuring opposition rallies together. This kind of an opposition meet that you see right now is usually something that Rahul Gandhi calls a Congress breakfast meet we see happening usually at this time of the year. But interestingly now, that invite has gone out to all opposition parties as well. But why really are we seeing this kind of a stalemate over the Pegasus issue? Let's break down what the opposition's argument has been so far and how the government has countered it. The opposition has said time and again that it's the government's responsibility to run Parliament. Now, the government has said that at this point, the opposition is not letting the House to function, that non-issues are being blown out of proportion, and the opposition is not letting issues that are of immediate concern to be discussed. The opposition has said that the government is doing everything it can to avoid the Pegasus debate and are using diversionary tactics, to which the government has responded, saying that the opposition simply doesn't want to allow the House to function. They will do anything to ensure that there's pandemonium and there's ruckus. Now, according to the opposition, the government is to blame for the fact that the House has been deadlocked and diminished, that we're not seeing any sort of progress in business. They're saying that the government is a majority, but that they're scared of a debate on Pegasus. The government has said that there's been clear disrespect to the Lok Sabha chair, that nobody's listening to the Lok Sabha speaker is what the government has said, despite the Lok Sabha speaker time and again saying that there will be a discussion only during question hour. So you've got clearly at this point the deadlock continuing. But also you see this image here on your screens. This is the latest image from the breakfast meet. Rahul Gandhi with all the other leaders from different political parties. I see Supriya Sule there. I see several other leaders also who are present for this particular meeting that's happening. Anand Patel is joining us with more details on this. So Anand, first pictures of the meeting that's out, all the opposition leaders coming together, a great show of unity by the opposition there to make it clear to the government that they're not backing down on the Pegasus issue. But there are some faces that are missing from that meeting. Take us through that.
Well, Akshita, yes, the all-important breakfast meeting is underway. And the news I'm breaking here right now is we've seen bicycles here coming at the Constitution Club. So what we can predict is that some of the MPs would be riding a bicycle from Constitution Club to the Parliament. This will be to protest against the price rise, inflation and the fuel prices. So that's the reason why the bicycles have been brought here. There was speculation earlier on also that after Rahul Gandhi drove that tractor to put a point across over the farm laws issue in solidarity with the protesting farmers who are sitting at the borders of Delhi for almost 8 months now, Rahul Gandhi will also be cycling his way to the Parliament as a symbol of protest against the against the price rise and inflation. So clearly, the opposition not missing any opportunity here to put its point across as far as cornering the government over Pegasus issue, inflation, price rise, and also fuel price hike. So clearly, this all-important meeting is to strategize as to how to corner or center over these issues which are close to people over the next 2 weeks of the monsoon session which are left. The two earlier ones have been washed away.
Anand, quickly, how many opposition parties are in attendance currently? How many were invited? How many are there?
Well, we were told 17 were extended invitation. 14 of them are already here. DMK leader is on its way because it's their centenary celebration. So DMK is still to come, but BSP and Aam Aadmi Party are the key ones which are missing from this meeting. BSP has chosen to stay away. Interesting, they had attended a couple of meetings in the Lok Sabha opposition party leaders. Sanjay Singh had been attending the opposition party meetings in the Rajya Sabha, but interestingly, they're both missing here from the breakfast party organized by the Congress party.
And these are live visuals on our screens right now. Rahul Gandhi meeting with these opposition leaders. This is a breakfast meet that he's hosting at the Constitution Club. And you see leaders from different political parties there. 17 opposition parties, as Anand pointed out, have been invited by Rahul Gandhi for this breakfast meet. Most of them are in attendance. Right now, the numbers are about 13 to 14 is what we're being told. AAP is not there. The Aam Aadmi Party representative Sanjay Singh, who is expected to attend this meeting, hasn't turned up yet. Remains to be seen if he turns up in some time from now. BSP is also not there. But this is a very, very important photo op also that you see happening there on your screens from inside the Constitution Club. A message to the government essentially that the opposition is not going to back off. They're not going to back down in this monsoon session. That they're going to be continuing to steam ahead and put that demand of a detailed investigation as well as a discussion on the Pegasus issue. All the senior Congress leaders that you see there, P. Chidambaram, Mallikarjun Kharge, K.C. Venugopal is there, Shashi Tharoor is there. All the senior Congress leaders are present for this particular meeting. Besides, there are representatives from different opposition parties as well. NCP, Shiv Sena, as well as, the left parties, CPI, CPIM. Interestingly, the TMC, the Trinamool Congress, which has so far skipped all the other meetings, is there for this breakfast meet. And that's an important development because it comes after Sonia Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee's meet. So looks like some developments have happened post that meeting, and that's why the TMC is now in attendance. Rahul Gandhi there seated along with all the other leaders in conversation with senior Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge as well. Or to his right, interestingly, is Sanjay Raut from the Shiv Sena. Let me take this back across to Anand Patel. So Anand, you've got this big show really of unity by the opposition and an important photo op ahead of today's parliament session. What's very, very clear from these images that we're beaming is that perhaps the deadlock is going to continue. The opposition is in no mood to relent on their demand for a debate on Pegasus.
Well, yes, Akshita, opposition is clearly in no mood to give any leeway to the centre to the NDA on this issue because it feels that this is their Achilles heel. The government has not been acknowledging that there has been a snooping at all, despite number of revelations in the foreign media, number of developments which have also taken place. Remember, a number of countries have already announced investigation. In fact, even Israel is investigating the NSO, which supplies the Pegasus spyware. So clearly, the opposition party feels that the government needs to answer to the people, and that is through the Parliament of India, and that is the reason why they are thinking that it's time they should corner NDA government over this issue. The government has been in complete denial mode, alleging that the opposition is creating ruckus in the floor of the House, is not allowing usual business to go on. But the opposition parties feel that on this issue they can come together and corner the government. And that is the reason why you see meetings after meetings which have been taking place in both the houses. Mallikarjun Kharge was authorized by the Congress High Command to bring on board the opposition parties together and hold closed-door meetings with them to strategize as to what should be the plan of the opposition parties to counter the centre. And today we are seeing Rahul Gandhi taking an initiative, bringing on board the opposition parties for a breakfast meeting to strategize and corner the government. And we are seeing...
Okay, Anand, I'm just interrupting you here to cut across to the live video. You can hear Kharge speaking currently at that meeting.
But nobody, particularly the government, is not responding to our request. So nothing is going outside. That's one suggestion. Last time Rahul Gandhi had a tractor procession, and that has given much publicity about the farmers issue. Regarding this issue also, one suggestion has come from our friends that now from here the cycle rally we can take up to Parliament so that people will also understand they are fighting inside the Parliament and outside the Parliament. That is one thing. And another thing I want to tell you, because in the newspapers many things come that we are not ready to discuss. The government is approaching, the parliamentary affairs ministers are approaching to Kharge, but they are not responding. That is all false. And here my floor leaders were there. Suddenly the Goyal and parliamentary they entered without any appointment, without telephoning, just rushed. And they said, "कैसा भी करके हाउस चलाना चाहिए." मैंने कहा कैसा भी करके कैसा, तो हमको नोटिस दिए, आप उसको परमिशन दीजिए, डिस्कशन होने का, जैसा कोविड का हो, ऐसा ही है डिस्कशन हो जाए। इतना ही कहने का, नहीं वो कैसा होगा, तो वो चले गए, हमको नहीं मालूम, तो चले गए। सेकेंडली Rajnath Singh ji, he once telephoned me. Then I said, I will consult all the political parties who are supporting and they are unitedly fighting this issue, Pegasus issue. So after consulting them, I can say something. Meanwhile, you can also write personal letters to all leaders, all the party leaders. If they come and respond to your request, and we come for compromise, there is something. Then he said, I will come on Thursday, I am going to Kyrgyzstan, then I will come and I will invite all people, he said. But somehow I think that whatever he has given words, he has gone back, he is not able to do that. After coming from Kyrgyzstan, then again he told me, फिर उन्होंने बात और कहा कि खरगे जी क्या किए? मैंने उनको पूछा क्या किए? दूसरे को पूछे आप बोलना चाहिए क्या डिसाइड किए? कब कौन सी लाइन आप ले रहे हैं? आप तो डिस्कशन के लिए तैयार हैं। तो फिर उन्होंने शायद उनको कोई इशारा नहीं था तो देखेंगे ऐसा यही बात होगी। कोई बात इस पर डिस्कशन के बारे में उनका कोई डेफिनेट सजेशन आया नहीं और फॉल्स प्रोपेगेंडा बाहर कर रहे हैं और वो एक हमेशा सबको झूठ बोलने की उनकी पहले से आदत है, उसको कंटिन्यू रखे। तो इसीलिए आज हमें जमा।
Okay, we've lost that live link that was coming in of the breakfast meet, but Mallikarjun Kharge was addressing the meeting that was happening. As the Congress General Secretary, he sent out a message saying that the government is not responding to our request. He urged for opposition leaders to continue to show the kind of unity that they have been in the last few days during the monsoon session. These are pictures from earlier where all of the leaders came together for that photo op with Rahul Gandhi. There is essentially a lot of posturing involved where opposition is sending out a message that we're all united in this fight against the government, demanding that there be a detailed discussion into the Pegasus Snoopgate issue. And as we beam these visuals of the breakfast meet that Rahul Gandhi is hosting, I'm slipping into a very short break. We'll be right back with the live updates on this big political story in just a bit.